we'll discuss this summer internship project report format. Now, as I think as Professor Ashok already told, that this summer internship project is not only a research project, so it can be something on which you will actually work. You will work on a real project, which may not be actually related to any research. So, as such, summer internship project report could also be in two ways. Okay, one would be something which is a research based project, another would be which is not actually a research based, because this project could be of two types. So this means that the report format could also be of two types. So the first would be I'll first tell about the one which is actually having the research project. So these are the things which would be there. So there are some of the things which are important for all of you, which start with the cover page and the title page. Of course, the format of these would be available in the guidelines, summer internship guidelines. Then you will need a certificate from the institute. After that, you have to put the company certificate, which would be on the company letterhead. This certificate is something which is very important, because company will issue you this certificate only after the satisfactory result of your work. After that, then you will declare that this work is original work. Okay, that this work is not something which has been done earlier. And then we come to the table of contents. Okay, so after table of contents, you will write, you will give the list of figures there, and then a list of symbols, abbreviations, and nomenclatures. Because a lot of times what happens is that in different summer projects, you actually use certain nomenclature, certain abbreviations. So these are some things which may be quite common in that domain, that sector. They are actually quite common, but they may not be so common to others in other management areas. So that's the reason you have a list of symbols, abbreviations, and nomenclature. Then you will include an abstract. After that, you will include introduction to the company and the research problem, or you will write job description and the research problem. Now, important thing in your report writing is that generally you will start your report from this point number 2, which is introduction to company and research problem. This is when you actually start writing your report. Uh, so all the other things are those things that you will actually prepare later on. I'll just come to that, how you will actually proceed for that. So you will start with introduction to company and research problem, or job description and research problem. That's point number two. You will actually start from here. Then you will write literature review or theoretical framework. So whatever is your theoretical framework for that particular research work, and then you will explain the research methodology. Remember, in your BRM course, you have already learned about different kinds of research methods. So you will include all that here, different kinds of research designs, then different methods of data collection. So you will include all that here. Then comes analysis of finding, which will include all kinds of analysis that you do with the data that you have collected, using whichever method of data collection that you use. All those things you would have already included in research methodology. And then you will write conclusions and suggestions. Now, after you complete this 2 to 6, then you will include all those things into appendices, which are important, okay, but they are not so important as to be included in the main report. So this may actually include your questionnaires. This may include you know certain tables, certain graphs. I'm not saying all the graphs, but certain graphs which are not very important, but they still hold some value. So you will include all those things in appendices, and then you will write references. So after you complete these things, then you write the abstract. Okay, because abstract is something which will have a summary of point number 2 to 6. Okay, but generally an abstract is written within a word limit of about 250 words. So abstract will contain all the things which you have actually done, why have you done all that thing, and how have you done it, and what have you actually got out of it. All that within 250 words. So 250 words is, approximately two-third of your page, or two-third of an A4 size page. So you will write that, then you will write, then you will move upwards from here. Then you will write list of symbols, abbreviations and nomenclatures, table of figures, table of contents, and then you will give the declaration. And of course, all these things are something that you will actually get as per the format. Now let's see the next format, which is not exactly similar to the research project. Okay, so this is for the project report, which is not really research based, but which is something which company wants you to do. This is given in Annex 6B of the SIP guidelines. So this also starts with cover page and title page. Certificate from the institute is similar. Company certificate, again, you will get it. You will need to write it there. You will include the declaration. This declaration is also, in fact, exactly same as what you will actually do in the other one. Table of contents would be there. Table of figures, list of symbols, abbreviations would be there. Now, notice the first difference here. Instead of an abstract, you will have an executive summary. Okay, we'll discuss about executive summary a little later, but generally, even in this one, you will start from point number 2, which is company description. So you will start your project report from company description. Then you will write job description, that what is the job which is assigned to you, what does it mean, what do you actually have to do, because remember the heading of this report is on the job project work. Then you will write analysis of the job, what have you actually done, and then you will have to write what are the outcomes, what have you learned out of this, right? So as a management student, you are supposed to learn something, and then you have to report those things, whatever you have learned during those 1.5 2 months. So you have to learn something, and you have to report that output, that yes, this is what we have actually learned by doing this kind of job. And then you can give your own suggestions. So this is again based on the work that you have done here. Then you will write the appendices. So again, appendices are these actually include those things which are not so important, but you cannot ignore them. And that will finish with bibliography. Okay, now here also, after you complete point number 2 to 6, then you will start upwards. Okay, here also you will, after doing from company description till suggestions, then you will start writing executive summary. Now executive summary is something which is not exactly something as short as 250 words abstract. So executive summary can actually run into maybe 2 pages also. So it explains the things in a little more detail, but certainly it is not it would not be something as detailed as 5-6 pages. So generally try to uh, complete executive summary in maybe 500 words, or at the max 600 words. That's actually sufficient for any executive summary. And then you will start writing list of symbols, abbreviations, nomenclatures, and table of figures, table of contents, and then declaration, company certificate, and certificate from the institute. So all those things are similar to the other one. So that's how you actually do your project. I think that is what you are supposed to do in your summer internship project report. Over to you, Professor Ashok.
Thanks, Sharon.
Sir?
Yeah, okay. Just a minute, please.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you have now heard today what are the expectations from the summer project. You have heard what faculty expectations or mentor expectations are from the summer project. You have also heard today what is the format in which you choose a problem, analyze a problem, and write a report. Now, if you have any questions on these things up now, please feel free to ask. Any questions, any lingering doubts, anything that you haven't understood, feel free to ask.
Sir, can you please explain the abstract part of the project research-based project report?
Okay, abstract means that whatever you have done in any research work, you have to include all those things within 250 words. So generally, you will just introduce the concept in just one or two lines. Similarly, you will just introduce about your methodology, what have you done, what kind of methods have you used. Again, all that thing within two lines. Okay, generally 2 lines is something which you actually stick to, and that actually suffices. Okay, at the maximum you can take actually 3 lines, and then you will explain how have you analyzed the data and how what have you actually got out of this data. Okay, and after you write that yes, this is what we have got, then you will write the conclusions, that how and within that you will also explain how is this work useful, maybe for the industry or for everyone else, anyone else who would like to do a similar study, how will it be useful for them. In short, that is what abstract actually includes. So generally you have to finish it within a page. So that's why I told you that 250 words is a limit which generally helps us in completing it within the space.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.